Hi there, I'm Richard Pegler, the organiser for the Movers and Storage Show and also the publisher of the Mover magazine. I'm delighted to introduce a good friend of ours and colleague, Laura. Uh, Laura spoke at the show last year, and both her sessions on the Tuesday and Wednesday were absolutely rammed, as was the stand throughout the whole of the show. We've come together to collaborate this year, and we're starting off with a series of webinars that will lead up to the show. And then also Laura will be speaking once again at the show and be present at the show to meet people and deal with questions, etc. So the first session should last about 25 minutes, and then we'll have them following over the next few months, another 4 sessions. So without any further ado, let me pass you across to Laura and say, welcome, Laura.
Perfect. Thank you very much, Richard. Really excited to share a lot of information. So I've just started to share my screen. Richard, can you confirm you can see it all right?
I can see that, yes.
Good. Tech is on our side. Okay, so today's session is part of the webinar series, as Richard said, in the run-up to the fantastic Movers and Storage show, which is an opportunity for you to see other suppliers, prod the flesh and speak to people and gather more, interesting insights from others in the industry. So the webinar series is to help you guys with tips and tricks about how to help grow your business. And specifically, we look after Google Ads. So this is a real starter into kickstarting your digital journey. Now, if you're in removals, if you're in storage, it is competitive out there. So we've got to be with the leading edge. We've got to have our best foot forward in this to help gather more sales leads and inquiries. And, you've got to be in it to win it. So it may be that you're not doing Google Ads. It may be that you're a seasoned pro or anything in between those. So wherever you are sat on that spectrum, we can help you and guide you through our knowledge and expertise. We work really closely in the industry, and I'll go through that in a little bit more detail. And we've got a heap of data, and so we're in a great place to be able to help guide you. So let's dive in. Now, first of all, this is where we are sat as a business. So we're going to be sharing a lot of secrets around generating. So in the last 12 months, we've generated over 15,000 leads. So with that comes a whole heap of data, a whole heap of interesting knowledge and insights. So we've spent over £250,000 on behalf of our clients, which has generated nearly 74,000 clicks. And like I said, 15,000 leads. And so in that period and in that journey, we have got a whole heap of what's working, what's not working, what to do, what not to do. So listen up. We've got some great insights to share with you. So let's look at some numbers first of all. So why Google Ads? Well, 80% of your customers around about that find you through the internet. So that's for removals and for storage. So we've got to be where these people are searching, because if you're not, sadly, all these people will do is go to your competitors. So you've got to embrace this stuff if you're not doing it. If you're serious about your business and you want to grow and and gather momentum for your business. 30,000 is the amount of people that are looking per month for either storage or removals across the whole of the UK. So it's a huge opportunity. Now, clearly, you will be just wanting to have people in your local area, and you get to control that through your Google Ads. So you can control where you have your ads shown. But across the UK, there are lots of people moving, renovating, downsizing, having a death in the family, etc. So there's lots of opportunity all the time for people that are looking for what you offer. Now, often one of the things that storage or removals companies say to me is, well, actually, it's a little bit seasonal. We have some real fluctuations. Now, I don't doubt that there is seasonality on the sales side, so when that person actually becomes a customer with you. However, the opportunity is broadly all year round, apart from, of course, Christmas Day. But let me just show you some screenshots here. So for removals, first of all, you'll see that the interest is fairly stagnant, but actually in the last couple of months it's gone up a little bit more, and it does get a little bit seasonal from that perspective, just over those couple of months. But you'll see that it is really throughout the year. So people are always they're always looking for removals. They're always at some point in that month considering to move their house. So they're going to look at removals. Now, that does not mean that they're going to be a customer there and then when they call and they get in contact. They may just be wanting to know, well, I want to do a budget for moving house. So how much is removals in my area? But it's our job, or your job as a business owner or somebody within the business, to keep in contact with that person to the moment that they do decide to make that purchase. That could be 3, 6, 12, 18 months down the line. But it's your job to not be too British about it, to communicate with them and keep them bubbling along, and so that you are the choice for them when they do decide to move. On storage, it is very it's like a pond out there. It's very constant throughout the year that people are looking for storage because they're moving house, they are downsizing, upsizing, etc. So my point for you to take away here is people are going to Google to look for what you do. It's your job, if you want to get more customers, is to have a great representation on Google of your business, so you are the person that they choose over and above others that are available to them. I'd love to just share a couple of stories with you, actually, one on removals and one on storage, so you can get a feel for maybe this could be your scenario. So this particular company, Move My Stuff, based in Burton-on-Trent, removals company, they were struggling to compete in a crowded marketplace, and they were using mainly aggregators to generate leads. And what they wanted to do was to move more in control of their lead generation for people that are looking for removals. And so we had a chat, we looked at how we could support them, and they were able to really make a difference and gather more sales leads and inquiries directly from Google, where they can control things. So that really helped to grow their business. On the storage side of things, this is an example of a one location business in the Midlands too, actually, although we look after companies all over the country. But this particular Midlands one is a great little story, in that they joined us in January and they were about sort of 25% full. They've got around about 60 units. And now where are we now? We are beginning of August, they are at capacity. And that is purely through the Google ads that they've been doing. And they were and are delighted and are looking to see how they can expand their business and grow on that momentum. But very quickly, within 8 months, they were full from the power of Google ads. And this is the lovely George Sinnott saying his joy of that kind of outcome for their business. Just takes away also the frustration that, as a business owner, you have 100 different things to do, whether it's answering the phone, whether it's paying bills, doing your VAT, etc., etc. You don't want to have Google ads as another thing that you've got to learn. So for this particular client, that was another thing that he pointed out. Who is YBA? So YBA stands for Your Business Angels, and it's my business. I'm the founder and managing director. And we have 12 people in our team. We work with associations. We're a partner association with the Self Storage Association, the British Removals Association. We work closely with the Movers and Storage Show, as well as an extension, which is fantastic in the industry. So what we're able to do is help members learn more. And what I'm sharing today is a lot, you know, a big part of that. But what we do with these associations is we have a weekly video that I send out. I send tips and tricks. We write in the magazine, and the same for the Movers magazine, for the Movers and Storers show. Also, we host webinars, conferences where I speak at, etc. So we're really closely aligned to the industries. We have a wide range of data that we share. We're a Google Premier partner, which is quite an exclusive thing to have, and that's based on the amount of ad spend that you represent for your clients and the results that you gather. And the whole goal of what we want to achieve for our clients is strong business growth. And we do things very differently, sort of cutting edge strategies, and we use AI, for example, to help with call tracking, so that when you have phone calls that come into your business, specifically from Google Ads, we're able to use some AI to analyze the call to give you the outcome of those calls. So today, what are we going to do? We're going to learn, well, what is Google Ads? What actually is it? How can it help me? What's it all about? And so we'll cover that initially. Then I will go through the 3 key big levers that you need to be looking at that's going to make your campaigns successful. And then towards the end, this is a pre-recorded webinar, but towards the end, you can get in contact with us for any questions that you may have off the back of it, or please do join us for future webinars where you can be there live and present me with your questions that you may have. Plus, there's a small gift from me too. So what is Google Ads? Well, funnily enough, somebody called it a pay-per-click model. Sorry, a pay-per-click model. So it's not a pay-per-click. It is a pay-per-click model. And what that means is when somebody sees your ad, they click on it. And when you click on that ad, that is when that person's business pays Google the privilege of having that click come through. So it's not a pay-per-click. I really hashed up that example, but hopefully you can roll with us. I'm not, you know, so let's move on. Right. So the point of Google is, I've put in an example here. Somebody types into Google removals near me or storage near me, etc. So with removals, what you see first of all is the Google Guarantee, which is a relatively new, in the last sort of 6 months, a new advertising model that Google has for removals. It's not available for storage, but it's just available for removals in the UK. That is not what I'm going to be talking about today. I just wanted to show you that that's what it is. It works pretty well. It is something that we can do and help with you for, but I'll be talking about Google Ads, which is this second portion here. Second portion is about having your ads represented there, and it usually says sponsored. Google are always changing things, so sometimes it's sponsored, sometimes it's green. They're always changing things and testing things out. Underneath that is your Google business profile. Please make sure you've got this set up for your business. It is free. You need to get it going so that you are an option on the map. So if you're relatively new into the industry, then do that, please. If you don't have it, get it on your to-do list to do today. And then underneath the map, you will then see the organic listings of your website. And you might have heard of SEO, which stands for Search Engine Optimization. And that is when people put things on your website regarding, you manage your website, and it's the keywords that you have optimized on your website, or the videos, the tags, etc. So then Google, when it's doing this search to present what I'm just showing you here, it will then think, ah, yes, this website, because it's got removals near me and it's based in that particular area, we're going to put that top of the list. So that is something that you can spend some time on to optimize your website and get it listed there. So, but this is the outcome. You know, it's all very well having the ads, having your position on there, but actually, what good is that to you? What we're trying to achieve is we're trying to achieve somebody phoning you up to inquire for your business. That is the goal of your Google Ads, not just about clicks, not just about having your ads represented there. It's about getting the phone ringing, or somebody filling out the form for an inquiry, for a quote, Or if you're in storage, then it's somebody that may go all the way through and self-serve to purchase the storage online. That, by the way, is a very small proportion of people that do that. These two key things here are encouraging somebody to pick up the phone and ring you, or to fill out the form to become an inquiry. So before we actually look at the Google Ads, I just wanted to make clear here that Google Ads does number one on this little sort of funnel. This is the goal. This is what we're trying to get to. So Google Ads, all it can do is drag people to your website. Number one, we want to drag the right people to your website. Then once they've come to your website, it's your website's goal to get that visitor to do something. And we want them to pick up the phone or to fill out a form. So you can have another quick look at your website and think, okay, is this driving somebody to pick up the phone or to ring us up? Be devil's advocate on your website, and I'll go into a little bit more detail on that later. That is goal number two. And typically, depending on the traffic that you're bringing to the website, as long as it's good quality traffic that are looking for what you have in your area, then roughly sort of 10, if you can get towards 15%, great, but around about 10% will do something. Once they've done something, number three is your team's responsibility to then do their very best, their level best, to convert that into a sale, which is typically about 20% of those inquiries will become a sale for you. So you can't do this because you're not here right now, but just when it's a live webinar, I would have wanted to understand, well, how many people are doing ads in the room? So what I'm going to do is just talk a little bit about the difference between Google Ads and Facebook ads, because you may be sitting there thinking, well, how do I spend my money? You know, I have this marketing, you know, people coming to me trying to get me to do Facebook ads. Well, I just wanted to make clear the difference between these two options for you. So the first thing Google Ads is people are turning to Google to look for exactly what it is you offer if you're using the right kind of keywords and you've got your campaign structured correctly. So they've effectively got their credit card in their back pocket and they're looking to find a company that's reputable, that they can work with, that will deliver them what they are looking for. So that is solid, you know, a sales inquiry. The other option is Facebook ads. Now, what you would do with Facebook advertising is you would try and advertise to those people that you feel are in the market for what you offer. And that would be somebody that is potentially of a certain age, that might be interested in estate agents, that might be looking to move. So there are little flags that you can do in your Facebook ads to try and get the right people to see your ads. But it might be that they're not in that buying process. So if you're considering Facebook ads, I wouldn't do that until you've got Google Ads dialed in and working really well, because that is where your money will get you better outcomes. I'm not saying Facebook ads won't work, because it can work, but it's more for brand reputation. It's a little bit like if you do leaflet drops for your business. It's a little bit like that. You're going to scattergun, send out lots of ads on Facebook in the hope that one of those people that see it might be in the market for actually needing a removals company soon, or indeed storage. So I just wanted to clear up the difference between those things. So Google Ads, let's get into the nuts and bolts of this. So these are the 5 steps that are key for you to consider when you're doing Google Ads. Each one of these is like a little lever. You can turn the lever and you can make better these particular areas to get you better outcomes for your business and get you more leads and better quality to your business. Let's look at number 1. So audience. All the way through this process, we need to be considering the audience. Now, this is my mother, and I put her on here because she and myself and other types of people are the types of people that would be coming to your business to engage with you and become a customer. So when we're thinking about the other parts of what I will be talking about, consider in your mind the person that's looking. What language do I need to be using? What's the problems? What's the pains that they're going through? What's going to frustrate them? What's going to help them? What's going to overcome all of the barriers that might be going on in their head right now? I'm a busy businesswoman. My mother is a retired individual that, you know, is a little bit cautious about security and about things like that. So when we're going through our Google Ads and indeed our other marketing, consider the audience, because it will pay dividends on the outcomes the other side. Let's look now at keywords. So I've put in here some examples of keywords. Now, this, I would say, is probably one of the simplest parts of Google Ads for both removals and storage. We're not looking at rocket science here. We are looking at what my mother would type into Google that is looking for storage or removals. It is pretty straightforward in the types of keywords that we have. Now, how we structure those keywords and how we structure our campaigns is also very, very important. But the words that you are bidding on, you are saying to Google, when somebody types in these words, I want our ads to show. That's the purpose of the keywords. So in that far left-hand column, you'll see the removals type example there for Liverpool and storage. So for storage, you would have the main sort of keyword, then you would ideally want to have the town that you're in. So it would be self-storage Harpenden in my example, because that's where I live. Now then you can get onto more specific keywords if you have niche offerings, so business or commercial storage, you have caravan storage, those sorts of things. Those are great keywords too, because they're very specific, very niche, very targeted, so you will get a better quality of lead that comes to your website. The other thing to consider, you'll see in that far right-hand column, is the brand keywords. Now, there's a lot of discussion that I can provide on this, but I won't go into too much depth and detail because of time here. But consider advertising on your own brand, because it means that you will dominate at the top of Google. You will protect against competitors wanting to advertise on your keyword. So brand keywords is another thing to consider. So these are the kind of keywords that I would be recommending for both removals and for storage. So we talked about audience, we talked about keywords. Now the third part is the ad copy. So the advertising words that you're going to show somebody when they're looking for your particular service. 3 elements we need to be thinking about here. First of all is about relevancy. So we want our ad to be very relevant to the keyword that you're advertising on, that we just talked about in that first in that previous slide. So removals companies, Hemel Hempstead, I've put it as an example. Now, both of these, actually the second is a little bit better, but neither of these actually have in their ad what I've typed in. So it sounds a bit crazy, but if I've typed in removals companies Hemel Hempstead, really I want to see an ad that said removals companies Hemel Hempstead. Sounds blindingly obvious, but if I see it in the ad, I'll think, perfect, well, that's exactly what I'm looking for. Now, this first example has got Tring. Well, Tring is actually very near to Hemel Hempstead. I grant you that. However, I'm not looking for Tring. So it actually doesn't, it repels me. I don't feel that that's exactly what I'm looking for. So we need to ensure that the ad copy is very relevant to what somebody typed into Google. Second thing is, it's competitive. You know, typically there's 3 or 4 ads at the top of Google. Now, we as an advertiser must try our best to differentiate against the other advertisers. The job here is to get the eyeballs onto your ad by being really relevant, being different, being engaging, and get somebody to click on your ad as opposed to your competitors. So how you can differentiate is the location. And you will know this information already, because possibly somebody has challenged you by saying, yeah, I'm looking for removals, but I've been speaking to Bob Removals down the road. Why are you any better than they are? So you may have been asked, and how you answer this is really what we need to have in your ad copy. Things like, are you award winning? Have you been around for 10 years? Are you on a particular location? Do you have a free bottle of champagne for your, your first use of your business? So there must be things that you do differently. If not, you must come up with something and just sort of do a bit of soul searching. The other thing, number 3, is about location. Now, this is really key for both removals and for storage. People want to know that you are local, you are, locally sourced, and you're close to them and easy access. So putting in the location of where you are is really helpful, more so for storage, but for removals also. They want to know that they're working with a local company. These things can really make a difference to the output of your leads that are generated. So just to give you a quick example here. So this is a case study of a client where we made some changes to the ad copy, like I was just talking about there. And the outcomes for this business were really stark. So the number of inquiries went up 3 times. The conversion rate went up massively as well, and the cost per conversion came down a whole heap too. So by implementing these things that I'm talking about, the outcomes here will be really great for your business. When people come to the website, what we need to do is take them to a page that's going to engage with them, and it's going to get more inquiries. So I've got a little acronym here, SCORE. These are things that you can be doing today to your business to help get more inquiries. Number 1, speed. Do a speed check on your website to see how Google rates it. You might think it's fast, but we have to be playing the game with Google and keep them happy. So what is the speed like for your website? And I'll show you the page that you need to go to in a couple of slides. Have a strong call to action. A call to action is what you want them to do, which is either the phone number or request a quote or see prices. The call to action is what you want them to do. So have that really prominent and clear for them so that they can see it and be guided to the next step. Have an offer. The offer could be a financial offer if you want it to be, or it could be just literally the 3 key reasons why you are better, you are cheaper, you are faster, you're award-winning, whatever makes you different. Those could be your offer points as 3 key things or 4 key things on your page that you take people to. Relevancy, exactly the same as what we were talking about with the ad copy. We need to make sure that the landing page is highly relevant. So that needs to say the place that it's in, that it's storage, that it's removals. Just make sure that it's really clear. Now you could ask literally sort of a 5 to 10-year-old to go to your website and say, look, have a look at this website. What is it asking you to do? And if they can't see it, then that's a surefire way that actually it's not very simple and straightforward for somebody to see. So you could do that little test. Lastly, endorsement. We're a bit like sheep, we follow others. So we want to know that people have gone before us and have had a great experience. So a little quote, they didn't let us down. They turned up when they said they were going to do. My stuff is in storage and it's really secure. So just one-liners, or indeed if you've got Google or Trustpilot reviews and you've got a high number of reviews, that endorsement could be great on the page too. But these things need to be in the top fold of your website. And what I mean by that is person doesn't scroll down. Same on a mobile, they don't have to scroll down to see these 5 points. To show you a quick example, this is a client where there's a kind of a before and after of their landing page. So the first page I don't know that I'm in the right place. There's lots of clickable links, etc. So what we did was we then changed it to have a more directional page that's going to gather an outcome for that visitor. And the results were very stark too. So the conversion rate went up, which means that more people are engaging and either phoning up or filling out the form, and the cost per conversion came down too. So great outcomes from the same amount of traffic that comes to the website. So we don't need to be spending more, but when we take them to the page, they are going to do more as an outcome. So here's where you can go to see what your page speed is like. If you go to that website there, you will be able to then test your website. It's literally sort of red, amber, green, and you want to be in the amber or the green box. Please don't be in the red box. If you are, it's one of these 3 things that you need to change. Now, you might think your website is fast, but actually we've just got to keep Google happy, because if it's slower, you'll be paying more per click and you will also get less inquiries too. So if it's in the red, or it's a low number in the amber section, you need to look at the images that are on your website. Are they big, hungry, sort of labor intensive, big files? That's number 1. Number 2 is you may have gathered more scripts that are putting on your website over time, because it just kind of builds up over time as you grow. So you may have some old scripts in there that you can take out, because scripts can slow down the page. And thirdly is a real simple one. Check out the hosting of your website and have a good quality host, because that is where you can also fall down on page speeds too. So have a look at yours, with your website or your landing page, which is the page on your website that you send people to from Google Ads. Check these things out for yourself. So are all those things above the fold? Have you got testimonials, a couple of one-liners in there? Is there a strong call to action, CTA? Is that the form? Is it the phone? Or have you got maybe a live chat or WhatsApp in there? Is it clear? Do people see it in this top fold? Are the phone numbers clickable? Sometimes they are actually just an image, but if it's clickable, then somebody on their phone can just click on it and ring you. Make sure that it's not overly complex. They don't need to know your company history in the top fold. We just need to make sure that it is the headline, 3 key reasons why they should use you, and a strong call to action with a testimonial. And also, if you have the BAR membership or the Self-Storage Association membership, which I would highly recommend for your business, that is a great credibility icon that can be put in that top fold too. So there's quite a bit to manage and put in the top fold, but these are the things that people really want, because not forgetting, they're coming to your website because they've looked for exactly what you offer. So you don't need to tell them about your business, you just need to show them that they should be the choice. You should be the choice for them. Is your chat response, if you've got it, make sure that somebody is there and able to respond to it. If not, just take it off, because it causes frustration. Are your things thumb friendly? Can you scroll around? Can people click on the call to action button? And lastly, about the hurdles to get details. Now, this seems to be more in removals. With removals, businesses tend to have a form that asks for lots of information. I gather that you want to have lots of information, but ask for that once you've got their name and email address and phone number. These are the 3 key things for you to be able to follow up with them. Once you've got those 3 on the first form, on the second page, you can then say, when are you thinking of moving? How much stuff have you got, etc. So don't put in too many hurdles, because often you will get a lower conversion rate. People won't bother. They'll just go, oh, that's too labor intensive. So, so those are the things that you need to do. Now, lastly, which is a really key point here, is about measuring success. Please don't have Google Ads working if you don't have conversion tracking set up. So we need to track the things that I've previously talked about, which is the phone number, or people filling out the form, or perhaps WhatsApp or live chat if you have it. Have these accurately measured. Now, when we're reviewing Google Ads accounts for our for new people joining us, we review them, and 9 times out of 10, and this could be anyone that's spending £300 a month up to £5,000, £10,000 a month of the bigger sort of multi-location companies, they're getting this wrong. They've got conversion tracking set up, but it's not accurate. And it's a major problem, because if we're not feeding Google with the correct information, you can't get more good leads. So you've got to get this stuff right. Now, Google Ads, just sort of moving on from that, is a complex beast. There's lots of things to be looking at. There's tracking, there's GA4, there's bidding, there's what to do about testing ads, all these sorts of things. So in the remaining webinars, some of these things I'm going to go into a little bit more detail for you and help guide you to kind of the next level stuff. But I always jump back to my good friend Bananarama, because it ain't what you do, it's the way that you do it that gets results. So you could be doing Google Ads, but in order to get you the better outcomes, you need to have, you know, sort of next level and insights and strategies on getting the best outcomes. So kind of the best takeaways that I want you to take from this is, it's not just about getting visitors. It's about what we do, how we gather more of the right people to your website. It's about your website's purpose and how you can convert. And also you need to be following these up like a ninja and don't give up. So please take away some of those key things about Google Ads and how it can help your business. So your little gift today is that if you would like a free strategy session as a Movers and Storers Show webinar attendee, I will be offering a 30-minute strategy session with you. So take a picture of that or email us at team@YBA, and we'll be really happy to book you in for your free 30-minute strategy session with us. So I will just hand over now to Richard if he's got any sort of parting comments to end the webinar. But I really hope that you found that useful today, and we look forward to hopefully speaking to you in the future. Over to you, Richard.
Thank you, Laura. Well, I think it's clear to see that, you know, there's you possess a huge wealth of knowledge in this space, and have worked with numerous companies and delivered great results. I think as a session, it was a real good insight to what's capable and what people are able to achieve. And it kind of really whets the appetite for our future sessions, which we'll be announcing and posting, which will be live sessions. This will be then available. This session now will make available through the website, through the magazine website, but also through all our social media channels, and that'll be available to everybody pretty soon. But once again, I'm excited to our next session. So thank you for taking the time to join us this morning to record this.
Brilliant. Thanks, Richard. See you all soon.
Cheers. Bye.